Oh yes, it's the start of the year, so I'm here once again for you, only you, to give you some early releases that you may not have been paying attention to, that you may have, been thinking, well, it's the start of the year, there's not much music out. Well, you're wrong, because I am always paying attention, and I always know there's music, and I keep an eye on it all, and I like to listen to everything, because I'm a loner with no life. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's how it is out here, right? Yeah. Loader. Music. That's it. That's all I've got. So, here I am with some 5 early releases. It's very early on in the year. I'm recording this on the 7th of January. It won't go up on the 7th, but we've only had like 6 days of music, if that. And you don't usually get music on Saturday or Sunday anyway. So let's call it 5 days of music. But there's always music, even when you don't expect it at this time of year. I think a lot of indie, really, well, super indie, if you could even get that super indie, niche, obscure, up-and-coming artists are just kind of ready to throw out music, just hoping that people might listen. It might get taken off on the... It might start taking off on the Rate Your Music charts. I think a lot of artists are kind of aware of that. They want to kind of get Bandcamp promoting them just in case. So they drop music at this time of year. And also we did have the 5th of January, which was a Friday, which was the first Friday of the year. And there's been some pretty cool releases. So all in all, there's going to be quite a few of these videos. Okay, there always is every year. I usually do about 4 or 5. I might even do more this year, depending on how I'm feeling, depending on how many new albums I check out. There's also EPs that I include too, that I'm just going to throw your way that you should give a listen to. Because, yeah, there is some good stuff out there, even if you're thinking there's been no good music yet. Well, hear me out. I'm going to start with my actual boys. We got DXR, David Rowe, music YouTuber, just like me, for real. Then you got Vale-Smith, Buffalo Staple, music YouTuber, just like me, for real as well. They're both like me, but they're not like me in the sense that they make music. And DXR, David, has been doing a bit of rapping recently, and he's been dropping some projects that have been pretty interesting and pretty cool to see that he's going for this style. He's very much inspired by a lot of trap and a lot of artists in that kind of lane, Lucky, those kinds of names that you'd expect, those kind of like druggy, sort of hazy rappers in the sort of rage trap sound that I can clearly see is inspired by. And you've also got Vale-Smith, who's been dropping music for a long time now, and I've liked a lot of it, to be fair to him. Some really great albums from him. He's got the wonky, glitchy, UK-based sort of sounds coming together. He did an album last year that was kind of going a bit more in the house direction, which was great to hear, which I really did like as well. So you've got that combination of totally different sounds coming together. And honestly, it's going to make for one of the most creative hip-hop releases of the year. I can guarantee you will not, by the end of the year, hear many things that sound like this. You just don't really tend to come across this kind of thing ever in the world of rap music. And it could be kind of cool to see more of it happen, honestly, because it sounds good. I like what they're doing. I like David's kind of free-flowing. He's very, like, sort of... He feels very in the moment with his style. He's kind of just darting around a little bit. I like that he kind of just goes from one thing to another, switches up his flow pretty seamlessly, actually. Throws out a bit of singing here and there too. I like what he's bringing to the table. It sounds pretty cool. And yeah, over Vale-Smith's production is just like a really strange, interesting match, and makes for some really cool moments, particularly the first few tracks. I was really big on those. And then in the middle of the album, you got Jar Wick, which is for me easily the best song. This track is like, you take the usual Vale-Smith sound of that kind of glitchy, wonky stuff, and then just like throw in some Jersey club. Like, it's mad. It sounds so cool. It's really, really cool. Easily my favorite track. Definitely a track that I'm going to be running to. It's on my running playlist already. Yeah, I really like that one. Honestly, give it a listen. I think you're going to be pretty surprised at how odd and strange it is, but it sounds really good. Keeping it hip-hop based, I want to mention Elisione. Elisione. I don't know how you say it. This is annoying when I do these videos because there's always a bunch of artists I don't know how you say the names to. But yeah, I'll have it on screen or in the description box. Either or, you'll see what I'm saying. This is a bit of like a mashup sort of mixtape thing here, where you've got basically him sampling different rap songs over different rap beats, and it makes for some really cool moments, honestly. You've got Danny Brown, you've got MF Doom popping in, which is a really cool combination, and then you've also got Ski from Sexy Red, who definitely was not one of the most controversial artists of 2023. She definitely was not, absolutely wasn't. No, she wasn't. She was liked by everybody, coming through, and yeah, over a totally different beat, and it sounds honestly a lot better than the original song. Not to be a hater, but I just don't really like the original song, okay? But the way he manipulates, I think it's a he. I think this guy's a he. Oh God, I don't know. I think it's a guy. I think so. I don't know. Anyway, they are doing some really cool things with the vocals, and then it's just over this kind of cloudier production, kind of softer production. It sounds really good. Anyway, yeah, some cool ideas like that. We've got just an interesting mesh and meld of different sounds in hip-hop coming together in a really unique way. Now I really want to mention this next, Sprints, this up-and-coming rock band, and wow, this was a really impressive listen. Maybe my favourite out of all these 5, to be honest with you. Really commanding vocalist. She's super in your face and a bit like warped and demented at times with how kind of like, you know, out there she can be, but often, you know, she's singing pretty normally, I suppose. But it reminds me of like some Sushi and the Banshees, where it's just a bit like, ooh, like you hear the voice and you're just immediately like taken aback by her. And she goes into some wails and things. It's really cool. And yeah, it's just very much like sort of like Fontaine's DC-esque type stuff, but just some really catchy, well-made rock music, with some pretty depressing lyrics at times, for sure. The lyrics get quite deep and quite personal about her and, you know, her struggles perhaps, but it makes for a really good listen. I mean, the guitars and the drums, it all just sounds so bloody good. Really strong rock album here. Definitely one I'm going to be recommending to a lot of people, because I just think for an early release, this is definitely going to get lost in the shuffle, but absolutely anybody who's a rock music fan is going to get something out of this. It's genuinely really good. Next one, I mentioned Tokipedia, which is just so silly to say out loud, because if you tell anyone you're listening to Tokipedia, they're just going to laugh at you, honestly. Some artists need to pick their names better, man. I can't tell people I'm listening to Tokipedia, for fuck's sake. Anyway, Tokipedia, who is known for that kind of more like, I guess, different sounds to this EP. I've only looked up the genre tags, and this EP sounds nothing like the genre tags of the previous stuff that they've put out. But I thought this was quite a nice EP. Quite indie folky, quite soft, quite sparse, pretty straightforward, pretty nice on the ears. There isn't a huge amount to say about this one, because I don't think the EP is doing anything you haven't heard before, but I was quite impressed with it, and I'm definitely interested to see what their other music sounds like based on this, because it apparently doesn't sound like anything like this one. Maybe it does, and maybe the genre tags are totally wrong, but I will find out. This next one comes under a few different names. On my Apple Music it was coming up as the Lua Trilogy, but when I searched for it up here on Rate Your Music, it was coming up as Aisha and the Gleamfish Jazz Band or something or other. Mate, it's January. You find some weird names and weird strange band names with weird track titles about wanting Elon Musk to... I'm not going to finish that anyway. You just find some odd things. I think it's a bit in your face, maybe trying to grab a bit of attention from people who are just, again, like me, looking around for new music, and you see something like that and you're just a bit like, let's press play on this. But actually, despite the edgy and clearly baity titles of the tracks, this was really nice. Like, this was some really like dreamy, and you can just get lost in the glistening sounds. It was really pretty to listen to, honestly. Track 2, like I say, that title that I was not finishing off there, easily my favourite track. The final track as well feels pretty epic too. Yeah, just a really interesting listen here. Nice soundscapes, really nice and pretty sounding. Yeah, lovely. And that is 5 of them. Yeah, I've done 5. Yeah. Just had to check my notes there. I nearly thought I needed to do one more, but no, I'm wrong. I've done all 5. 5 early releases from 2024. 2024, I need to get in the habit of saying that, just in case I haven't said that already. I might have messed up somewhere in this video, but 2024. This is the year now, and I'm going to be doing plenty of these videos, so hopefully you keep on board with them. You get lots of new recommendations, at least one album from this video that you at least like. That would be pretty cool. And yeah, don't you worry, I'm always going to be there to keep you guys on your toes, to give you new things, just in case you're looking around thinking, I don't know what to listen to, there's nothing good out. Well, I've given you 5 here and I think they're worthwhile. So let me know your thoughts if you've heard any of them in the comments. Check them out, tell me afterwards, subscribe for more videos like this, and many more videos coming in the year as well. Lots of list type videos too if you're new here. Top 10 songs, where's the best, all kinds of different things that I'll be doing, tier lists. Keep on board with it all. Thank you, subscribe, and have a good day. Goodbye.